Welcome, everyone, to Career Happy Hour. It's Andrew Beach, Executive Career Coach. I'm a teacher of self education. I help professionals like you communicate your value to find great opportunities faster, to get your ideas adopted faster, to get people on your side. Today, we're talking about launching a job search after you've had a long break. And that happens, doesn't it? I had a couple of questions come at me today about what do I do, Andrew, when I've been a stay at home mommy or stay at home daddy, or I've had a break taking care of an aging, um, aging adult in your family. Let's just call it that. I know there's many different familial responsibilities that we feel drawn to engage in. And that's what we're going to cover today. So if you're joining me, let me know where you're joining from in the chat. I've been having some issues with the chat actually showing up. So if you guys have any questions, I'm doing the chat on a different computer so that we're not encumbered by the production quality of the video and audio here on LinkedIn. Now, if you want an alternate platform, by all means, I'm also broadcasting on my Facebook group. The Facebook group is, I think, Finding Jobs Fast Without a Resume. You can find it out there. I'm broadcasting there too. Periscope and also on YouTube. So YouTube is probably the second best place to watch this. The chat comes right on my dashboard. It's super easy for us to have question and answers that way. Renee, good to see you. Welcome to Career Happy Hour. It's happy hour somewhere. Cheers. Okay, good to have you here in today's live stream. If you have any questions, there's a chat right over here. Just go ahead and put your questions in there. Consider this free coaching for you. Every Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Tell all your friends, your neighbors. In fact, there's a little share arrow down at the bottom of the page, regardless of what platform you might be on. And please share this with your followers wherever you're joining us from today. In fact, let me know where you're joining from. I'm going to put a little note into the chat here, so just bear with me. There we go. Good to have everybody here. Let me get over to my comments. If you have any comments, questions, go ahead and leave them over on the side. Happy to answer your questions. So really, I want to bring you up to speed. It was late. I apologize. You know, just when you think you're getting healthy, you come back from a holiday break and you get a boomerang. The flu that I had over the holidays came back to me last Friday, Saturday, and I've been fighting it like crazy. And so I apologize. The podcast actually came out today, maybe even last night, I think. I think I loaded it last night. But the topic is really good. It's the 10 worst assumptions that you can make in your career. So if you want to have access to that, you certainly can go to jobseekersradio.com. And I'll put that in the chat as well, jobseekersradio.com. And you can join and get that episode. It just released last night. Excellent. Good to have you all here. It's Friday. It's happy hour somewhere. So really the question that I had today, I was on another live stream just answering some of the questions that were in there, being a resource to you here on LinkedIn primarily. And the question was, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been home, mom, wife, that sort of thing. Now that can happen. Doesn't have to just be a mom. Certainly when my wife and I got married, we were in a position where I wanted her to stay home to raise the kids, and she wanted to do that. She hadn't ever had an opportunity to do that. So we made that, let's say it, sacrifice as a family to have her home. Now that could be the dad staying at home. I'm not going to make any judgments either way. But there are some things to think about when you decide to come back into the marketplace. Whether you're a parent or maybe even a caregiver, there is obligations that you undertook to do that activity. Just know if I've done that and maybe you've done that, you're not alone. It's not a unique situation to you. So know that there are other people that have been through that situation, and it's most likely they understand your situation. Isn't that interesting? And what they'll say is, oh, you're just like me. Now I've created affinity. The thing is, it's finding the people that have done that. And we'll get to that in just a second, by the way. If you have any questions, consider this free coaching for you. There's wherever you're joining from, you can leave a chat question, and I'm happy to answer. Use the hashtag Career Happy Hour so I can find it later if I miss it during the live broadcast. Okay? The first thing to remember, you're not alone. Other people have been in these situations. They've taken long breaks. It can be exhausting, and trying to then muster up the energy to go after a job opportunity and trying to continually have to explain what happened and why you haven't been working. Just be honest. Take credit for it. Hey, it was my honor. It was my great honor to care for these children or to care for my elder parent, whatever that looks like. It was my great honor. Just be honest about that. Tell the truth. Take credit for it. Be proud of the fact that you had that opportunity. And if you say it with a smile, guess what? People feel that. And if they feel that, they're understanding. Now, there is a point at which you want to pivot. You want to say, this is what I've been doing, and this is what I'd love to do. Sometimes there's a question that often comes up that's, why are you looking for work? Now, recognize whether you've been at home or caring for an elder person or you're working, every hiring team is going to have this question. Why are you looking for work? It's not unique, okay? So know that question is coming. The good news is, you know the question is coming. The bad news is you have to practice an answer, okay? And by practicing the answer, you'll develop confidence. And when you develop confidence, you're unbeatable. Unbeatable, okay? So take credit. Be honest. You're not alone, okay? Now, the thing that we did when my wife went back to work, and you can borrow this, I don't own it or anything, is we changed her title. It wasn't, sabbatical or a gap on her resume, that sort of thing. We actually gave her a title. Now, you can pick whatever title you want. That could be COO, right? Chief Operating Officer of the Beach household. That is, nothing could be truer than that statement, okay? Doing logistics, managing inventory, scheduling, because I don't know if you'd want to put custodial, domestic engineering activities, right? There's a whole series of things, skills that you developed being a stay-at-home person. Now let's take a caregiver. You were managing vendors, right? Maybe there was a home healthcare nurse that had to be taken care of. There's medications that had to be, cataloged and monitored and tracked. You had to be an advocate with the healthcare community. There's a lot of activities in there that you were a part of that could be transferable if you choose to do so. Okay. Now, you may not choose that as your profession and it may not translate, but there's always something you can translate. Okay. So if you're really good at managing schedules, then position that experience as a domestic project manager. Okay. Project manager, beach household. Okay. I ran projects to pick up kids from school, right? It was a beginning, middle, and end, right? Maybe you led a MOPS group. I don't know. But there's always something in there that you can translate over to what it is that you want to do next, okay? So that's the other thing. We adjusted her resume, and we put a title on there that this gap that appeared, which was, I think, 6 or 7 years, if I remember right. I don't recall. But it was a sizable gap. And how do you adjust for that? Well, we just put the years that she was actively doing that activity, and we put down the duties, the roles, the accomplishments, just like we would a regular resume. Okay? Take credit for that. Put it down on the resume. You could even stick it on the LinkedIn profile if you want. Create yourself a company. Beach Household LLC. Okay? Little did you know, can you create a company on LinkedIn? Yes, you can. You can create your own logo. You can have a company page. You can list all the employees, right? That's the other thing. If you have kids, animals, whatever that looks like, guess what? You manage an operation. You had direct reports. People had to report to you for certain things. Okay, so have some fun with it. You know what's great is that if people look at how creatively you positioned your stay-at-home time, they might actually like working with you. Go figure. So many people come to an interview and they're just ill prepared and really don't have anything to share. But yeah, so if you have any questions at all, free career coaching. I'm here to share an idea, some thoughts around something that was current in today's interactions. And I want you to have that as a free gift. Also, in the chat, depending on where you're joining from, there is a survey. Now, because I've been under the guise of the flu, 3 out of the last 4 weeks, the free training I'm putting together has been delayed. So what I want to do is get, we have, I think, 70 or 80 responses to the survey. So if you haven't yet seen the survey, go ahead and complete the survey. I think it's in the chat. At least it is here on LinkedIn. As for the folks over on, let me see if I can get that over to you. There is if it should be in the chat. If it isn't, let me know and I'll get that over to you. But there is a survey. If you can fill that out, let me know what you're trying to accomplish in 2020. I want to provide you some training to help make that a reality. Okay. And I have some interesting thoughts that I might share next week about the responses I got on the survey so far. Okay. So transferable experience, we talked about that, how to repackage what you did that might not be as cool as working for a company, but it certainly is valuable experience, and how to maybe come up with a title and put that on your resume. Now, surprise, surprise, as you might expect, I'm going to recommend that if you decide to go back to the work, that you don't completely focus on online application resume. Just because people say that you should be doing it doesn't mean you should, nor does it mean it's even effective, okay? I'm not ever going to say don't apply. I'm just going to say, hey, I'd rather meet some people that I already know, develop a relationship with them or rekindle a relationship, let them know I'm no longer stay-at-home person or caregiver. I'm now back in the marketplace looking for opportunities in this box. So be very clear about the box you want to be in, okay? That will help people help you. So think about that. Who do you know already? And you know, it's funny. I was talking to a gentleman, I think it was maybe 3-4 months ago. He had relocated here without any position. He moved into a neighborhood, started coaching soccer. And one of the coaches that he was working with for his kids' team, by the way, was actually a vice president at a company he wanted to work for. So don't think that the interactions you had as a mom with your kids doesn't mean there aren't other moms or dads with kids that work at places you want to work, okay? Think about that. Who are the people that you've built relationships over those years? Start writing those people down. Go through and reconnect with them. Have a coffee. Take your kids to the park and have that conversation. Whatever that looks like, okay? Whatever you're comfortable with. And whatever the context of the relationship you have with that person might be, okay? If there's any questions, go ahead and put those in the chat. Let me refresh my chat over here on LinkedIn. I don't see any questions yet, but I'm happy to answer. Looks like we got some people here watching. That's good. Okay, so the reason I put 4 out of 10 on the screen is, or 410, or it looks like the time 410, you know. You probably see it. Where is it? Right there? Okay. Is because according to LinkedIn's own research, and this isn't encouraging by any stretch of the imagination, but roughly 3.5, 4 out of 10 people in your network are willing to help you. The problem is you don't know which ones will. That's the first thing. The second thing is they may not know the best way to help you through that process. Okay. So if you're interested, I do have a free download that you can take advantage of at jobseekersradio.com. It's called The Anatomy of a Networking Conversation. It's how you can get people to help you in a way that is productive for you, okay? And so I'd recommend that. If you go over to jobseekersradio.com, I think right on the homepage you'll see something there that says, hey, go for this Anatomy of a Networking Conversation. It's an ebook, but it also comes with a companion audio, a series that we put together as part of the podcast. And I think it's a wonderful resource. If you are looking to go back and you're not really sure how to do the networking thing, or even how networking might lead to an actual job, please download that resource. It's free. I like free. Don't you like free? So any questions out there? I'm here for you. You know, I make this time available. You folks are showing up here. I want to make sure that you're getting some value. So if you have questions, go ahead and leave those in the chat. Happy to answer. Where are you joining from, by the way? Anybody? Career Happy Hour. Use the hashtag Career Happy Hour. Renee, did you have any questions? I see you type some things here. There's some other folks on the line, so I'm happy to answer your questions. I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. Have a cold one, right? Is that over here? No, it's over here. No, it's over there. Right shoulder, right shoulder. It's backwards because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, I know the chat's over here, but the bottle's over there. Okay, that says Dad's Root Beer, by the way. It's not alcoholic beverage. I'm going to get a drink. If you have a question, please drop it in the chat over on the side. Okay. Well, I might sign off here. I hope you all have a great weekend and that you happy networking, right? Get out there, meet some people, share this video with someone you think might find it valuable. If you have any additional questions or need for support, I'm happy to support your success in any way that I can. All right, take care, folks. Have a great weekend.